Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl, Star Flames, and we're back with another banging video. This time around, we're going to talk about reports of Scott Disick basically having a few words for Kourtney Kardashian Barker after catching wind of her being too affectionate with her hubby in front of their children. Who child? Scott Disick has been on this rant for the past couple of months. And I have to ask, Scott, what about you when you were out and about with those younger girls, PDA on the internet all over? Do you remember this photograph of you and Sophia Richie? Was that even appropriate? You know? Because that girl could have been your daughter, but you weren't considering your kids at that time, and you were never married to this woman nor any of the younger girls that you were playing games with. And now that Kourtney is happily married, you wanna lay down rules and tell her to lay off showing affection to her husband in front of the kids? Now, if you were a decent human being when it comes to that line, I would definitely understand. But I think that you're definitely not in the position to tell Kourtney what to do in front of her kids. PDA, we know Kourtney and Travis, they go on a lot of PDA. I myself often disgusted of them because it's just too much. They go overboard with it. But I mean, it's none of my business. It's their life and they're happily married. It's not as though we see Travis Barker with a woman today, another woman tomorrow, and vice versa with Kourtney. They are a happily married couple. And I believe children needs to see what a happy, healthy marriage looks like. Kissing around them is okay. Him touching on her ass, maybe occasionally, not going overboard. I can understand kids are going to be uncomfortable around that. But for this to be reaching the media outlet, also, it's given the sense that this is going to be another storyline for keeping up with the Kardashians because we know that they hardly ever have a storyline and it is always Kourtney. Kourtney, 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 save the day, Kourtney, please. They're always throwing some stories out there because this story has been out for the past 3 months and it seems as though every time it doesn't get the traction they're hoping that it would receive, they recycle, rinse, and spin it back to the block. Like they're saying, okay, you guys aren't blowing this up enough, right? And I don't appreciate that. I mean, Kourtney has to live her life on her terms. And I see Kourtney being a really, you know, fair mom in comparison to, the other sisters. Not so many rules. I think when if you're looking at parenting and who is the best at parenting, I would say hands down to Khloe Kardashian. You never see true out and about with Khloe at any adult events. You've never seen True wearing any off the shoulder, wannabe adult type outfit. So I have to say, off the bat, Khloe is the most, I would say routine and strict as a parent and does exactly what needs to be done. But going back to, Travis Barker and Scott Disick saying, he wants Kourtney to tone down on the PDA. Just to add some context here, based on the reports that are coming out, it says Scott Disick had a few words for Kourtney Kardashian after catching wind of her being too affectionate with her hubby in front of their children. According to reports, media personality Scott Disick spoke to his ex, Kourtney Kardashian 44, and told her to refrain from PDA with her husband. Like, let's stick up in there. How do you even tell someone who is happily married to refrain? Refrain! Like, is Scott losing it? At this time, I have to honestly say that it's given the sense that Scott is actually losing it if he hasn't lost it. Because how do you tell someone to refrain from PDA with their husband when his children are present? That is not making any sense. If you are saying tone down, yeah, maybe. But then again, Scott isn't the one to be talking. Definitely not the one to be talking. After he has, you see, this is the thing with men. This is the thing with men. The days when they're young and fruitful in their vim, vigor, and vitality, I mean, they will run around with the youngest, hottest chick, around town. And the moment things are leaning, read between the lines, and someone that was on their arm is no longer on their arm and has moved on and is happy. These men are always butthurt about that. And now we're hearing him wanting to tell this woman how to live her life is definitely not the way to do it. Kourtney is definitely a grown ass woman and she should not be walking on a chalk line around, in her house as it relates to her marriage on account of what makes Scott uncomfortable. I think that Kourtney can definitely sit down with her hubby Travis Barker and have a discussion with the kids. But for Scott Disick to be inserting himself, wanting to tell this woman what is okay for her to do and what is not okay for her to do in her marriage, knowing that he has never been married. It's kind of given, Scott is jealous. It's really given the sense that he's jealous, he's butthurt. And if you all remember, we learned a couple weeks ago that Scott Disick is taking Ozempic because he sees where everyone is just giving Kourtney and Travis praise as this power couple. And when he looks at Travis, Travis is tall, skinny, and handsome, and he wants to be just the same. But honey, Scott is looking like the Walking Dead, and I kid you not, he's actually looking like the Walking Dead. I would say to Scott, stay in your lane, focus on you, try to find a happiness. It seems as though he's having a downward spiral at this moment. Maybe he thought that Kourtney's wedding to Travis was just going to be for 1 year or so, but no, now that it seems as though they're in it for the long haul, he's definitely being butthurt. And I have to say he's butthurt because if he's telling this woman no PDA around, her kids, no PDA with her husband, like get the heck out of here. Get the hell out of here, Scott. Go get yourself a life, okay? And let this woman be. Kourtney will definitely know how to talk to her kids and work things out because she has to be giving Kim a few parenting tips here and there, even though Kourtney is not so great herself, when it comes to parenting, because according to them, they really don't know how to lay down rules because their parents, their mom, has never been strict with them. That's their thing. But I want to hear from you guys. What are your thoughts about Scott telling Kourtney no PDA around the kids with your husband as though Kourtney is his child? I want to hear from you all. While you're at it, thumbs up, share, stay safe, stay blessed, and see you guys later. Peace.